Shalom, Kohala, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the WW3 Daily update. All right, I'm going to start right here in Revelation 8, mentioning the 3 world wars in the Bible. Okay. Revelation 8 and 13, and I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are yet to sound. Okay? This word woe means destruction. Then in this case, World War I, 2, and 3. All right. We move up here to 9. And from 1 to 11 describes World War I. And then it says, 1 woe is past. And behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. So we're going chronologically down from World War I to 2 to 3. And then if we skip up to 11, I'm just doing this quick, it mentions 2 and 3. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past. This is where we are in time. World War II is over. And behold, the third woe, World War III, is at the door. And this is how we tell time. It says, no man knoweth the time, but only the Father himself. And I'm paraphrasing. But how do we know? Okay? How do we know what time we're in? Let's get some help from Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Okay? Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately. Say, who is him? Him is the one you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahushua in the Hebrew. Came to him, unto him privately, saying, tell us when. Okay? And he's going to answer right here. He's going to answer. Tell us when what? When shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So there are signs that tell you what? Time. When? Here's the answer. Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Number 1. Why? For there shall come in my name, many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. Okay? Who is many? Then shall many, what? Many what? False prophets. So these are the signs. False prophets. Wars and rumors of wars. Okay? Nation rising against nation. Famines. You see that famine coming. CV-19s. Many earthquakes everywhere. Jacob's trouble. All right? So we see these things. This is how you tell time. Tell us when. What's the answer? All of these things. What are the signs? He said, the sign. What shall be the sign? Well, here's the signs. Here's how you tell time on how close he is. Okay? All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. He's telling you what time. And we got to go through all of these things. All these things must come to pass. All right? What things? Wars and rumors of war. Wars and rumors. Threats. Vlad is saying, we'll put these nukes over here. Don't mess with it. Wars and rumors, threats, reports, threats, news. Okay? Well, let's look at some of these. Now, what's being said right now? What's being said about the battle in Mariupol? What's not being said? What rumors are out there, right? Well, here's what they're not saying. They're not saying, Zelensky is not saying that they lost that battle. Okay? You see this word surrender? That's a big word. They're not using that.
Guys, we got breaking news here as the...
They're going around that word. Okay? And I'm talking about Zelensky. He's going around that word. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, we ceased the battle. I couldn't find the footage. I was looking for it. They're using all sorts of propaganda and rumors. Okay? But we see that. We see rumors. We see threats. We see reports. We see news. Okay? So here's where we are in this thing. All right? Let's let Johnny Storm speak. This is Don't Speak News, May 16th. Today's the 18th. Okay, breaking war news. Azov Brigade at steel mill in Mariupol, Ukraine, surrenders. This is what they don't want to say. Surrenders to Russia. What were they hiding? What were they putting their lives on the line to hide there? That's the question. Okay? They were hiding something. All right? And now they're making it seem like they didn't surrender, which they did. Let's listen to Johnny.
You guys, we got breaking news here as the...
And let me say this real quick. What's this word right here? This is the biggest word that is being obscured in World War III. What was World War II about? It was about this word. Nazi bad. Well, here's this word going into World War III. What is going on? The National Socialist ideology. What is Vlad down there fighting? He said he's denazifying.
Battalion, that are holed up in Mariupol in that steel mill, well, they've agreed to surrender. So we'll just get right into it. Ukraine Territory Defense Forces at the Steelworks Regiments in Mariupol, Ukraine, reached an agreement to surrender 300 seriously wounded Ukraine soldiers so they can get treatment. 2,000 others will surrender tomorrow and lay down their arms. And within minutes of the agreement, the Azov wounded and sick began being brought out from the catacombs beneath the steel mill. The Russian army had ambulances and Red Cross type emergency vehicles at the ready to take the most severely wounded, sick, and injured to nearby field hospitals, as you see here. Now, those forces have been surrounded for about a month, and then, like we said last week, recently, secret tunnel entrances from the catacombs beneath the steel mill were located and sealed by Russian forces. Now, that completely cut those troops off from food and water. And, of course, eventually, they had to come out.
Slovakia. Let's read this real quick. Azov repeatedly asked Ukraine leadership in Kiev for permission to surrender, and that permission was repeatedly denied. Why? Why was it repeatedly denied? What were they doing down there? What were they hiding? What were they destroying? Whatever they were doing. Then it goes on to say, this is Hal Turner too. Today, it appears this word, troops, starving and thirsty, have no choice. And they're still trying to hide this. You won't hear Zelensky saying that they surrendered, they lost the battle, they were defeated. Those are not the words being used. They say, oh, well, we ceased battle. We stopped the battle. We left off as though they weren't defeated. Okay, why? It's widely rumored that NATO troops or advisors are among those 2,000 or so troops, but this has only been rumored for months. Tomorrow, the world finds out if it's true. We're beyond tomorrow, and they were leading a couple of, what was it, a Navy general, I believe, retired or whatever his name was, Olson. They had some results. So if you're paying attention to what is going on, right, you have to be able to read between the lines, because the rumors, all right, the reports are so thick. The propaganda, all right, the Tokyo Rose of the Ukraine is so thick, right? They're not using, who's using this word? Well, Hal Turner's using it. And if you go back and watch a couple of the previous World War III updates, you see all these swastikas floating around and people claiming not to be Nazis. But wait, apparently this has everything to do with World War III too. And they're hiding it. Why are you hiding it? All right?
Bring it Thursday, they didn't have a choice. As we know, it's widely rumored, guys, that NATO troops or advisors are among those 2,000 or so troops that are laying down their arms tomorrow. So, like it says here, tomorrow the world finds out if that's true or not. Indeed, we will. Supposedly, they've already arrested some, or some have already given up, so I guess we'll see. I would imagine they're going to make an announcement. I wouldn't know why they want to keep it secret, the Russians, I mean. So there you have it, guys. Breaking news, the Azov Brigade, the Nazis have agreed to surrender. All right, that is it for now. More news coming up shortly.
All right, so there's Johnny Stone. Now, why is this so important, right? Why is it so important, this particular battle, if you will? Okay. Well, it spells World War III. What do we have in World War III that we didn't have in World War II? Well, we certainly have Nazis, but this is what we didn't have in World War II. Okay. This is not Zephaniah. What is it? Zechariah. Zechariah 14. What did we have? We had atomic weapons, yeah? Here's what we didn't have in World War II. Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague, this plague, wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. These are nuclear weapons. Okay? These are nukes. You see that plague? See this word? Plague. And what are we doing? We're trying to avoid the plagues, particularly that nuclear blast. Right? Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native American, Seminole Indians, and speckled bird, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her" what? Plagues. How do you receive not of her plagues? Particularly this one, that nuclear fire. How do you do it? Like this. Okay? This is what it means to be saved. Revelation 11 and 9. And Salakia. Where am I? 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. Right? Here's how you escape from mutually assured destruction. They heard of, who is they? The elect of Israel. They heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Right? And now here's the mutually assured destruction. In the same hour was there a great earthquake. What earthquake? Them nukes. In the 10th part of the city, right here in Babylon the Great, all 10 FEMA regions. And the 10th part of the city fell in the earthquake. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. So if you didn't get beamed up, if you didn't ascend up to heaven in a cloud, which is what it means to be saved, saved from what? Saved from them plagues. What plagues? Those nuclear bombs. If you didn't ascend up to heaven in a cloud, and this cloud is a spaceship, a UAP, a UFO, right? You didn't get beamed up, you're on the ground, right? And their enemies, who are their enemies? The other nations and the 2/3 are our enemies. Then you received of her plagues. The same hour was there a great earthquake, and you died in that nuclear fire. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. Who's the remnant? The ones that ascended up to heaven in a cloud. They were happy. They were scared as hell. But they were bound to call hello Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Shem Barakatah. All right? So what are we looking at? The third woe coming quickly. What's going to happen? That great earthquake. That's why this is so significant. Russia, right? Russia, these guys, Gog, the land of Magog, got them nukes. All right? This is what everybody's afraid, and you should be. All right? So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. With that, we're going to say shalom. All you brothers and few sisters.